question that you send in, we get to ask him and he gives his answers. Most times during the 9 o'clock show or 7 p.m. show, pastor is just talking, you're not asking your questions. But this is an opportunity for you to ask any question you have, maybe about your life or personal experiences or from his teachings. So you send in your question and we here ask those questions and pastor gives you the answer. So let me help you with the knowledge of how to send in your questions. So the first way you can send in your question is by dropping a comment on the comment thread. And before you ask your question, please use the Q, alphabet Q, capital Q, and send in your question. By this, we'll be able to filter your question from other comments. Aside this, you can also ask your questions on sundayadelajablog.com/askpastorsunday. So what will happen there? You see an icon there where you can send in your questions. So you could do either of the both of them, but we'll be very guaranteed that we're going to get your questions, compile them, and ask Pastor Sunday. So welcome everyone once again. This is Ask Pastor Sunday Show. This is that platform where we ask Pastor Sunday every question that we have. So we are gaining from the wealth of his knowledge, gaining from the plethora of understanding that he has, and asking our questions and getting answers. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining. And welcome, Dr. Sunday.
Thank you. How are you today?
Awesome, sir. Awesome. You're welcome, sir. So we're ready to dive in because we have a couple of questions today and we're ready to learn as much as possible. I am really ready to learn. And I believe our viewers are also ready to learn from today's episode. So, Pastor, the first question here is, does our dreams have an effect in our lives? Should we ignore them or be frightened by them, or cancel every bad thing we dream?
Catherine, the last phrase, please.
Cancel every bad thing we dream. Cancel.
Cancel it.
Yeah.
Okay. There are three things you must understand about dreams. Number one, don't ever take every dream as a signal from God or from Satan. Dreams are normal and are neutral. That's the first thing you must know. So don't attach any meaning to your dreams immediately. The second thing you must know is that Satan uses dreams to manipulate us. So a lot of dreams will be coming from Satan to derail you. The third thing you must know about dreams is that sometimes God also uses dreams to direct you. So if you know those three things, it will help you. But I put them in accordance to their relevance and importance.
Amazing. Wow, that's a very good one. Why? Because it gives understanding to.
I'm not sure that it won't hurt me. So
I'll repeat it. All right. So the first thing is that you should know about dreams is that dreams are natural and they are neutral. So don't attach importance, immediately to every dream that you get. So that's the first thing.
And that's the most important.
And that's the most important thing. That dreams natural, dreams are neutral.
They are biological processes.
Yes. So it happens. That's the first and the most important. Second, don't attach importance to every dream. Yeah.
Most of them just forget
about them. Then the second one is that the devil uses dreams to derail us, to distract us. And for those dreams, same thing, forget about them. And if it's something,
I didn't say what to do with those things.
Yeah.
I just said that's the second thing.
All right, so we'll go next. Okay, so second one is the devil sends in dreams, true dreams to derail us. And then the third one is that sometimes God, through our dreams, gives us directions. Gives us directions. So those are the three,
and that is
the list of the three. So I'll go again from the beginning so that you guys can get it. So the first one is, not every dream that we have is natural and it's neutral. It's a biological process, and we should not we should not attach importance to them. Forget about it. And that's the most important thing that we all must know about dreams. Then the second, in relevance and in importance, is that the devil sends in dreams, or through our dreams derails us. So pastor will tell us what we're going to do with those. And then the third one, and this is the least important, is that God sometimes through our dreams gives us direction. So these are the three things that you must know about dreams. So the next question that I know you are asking, and I am also asking, is that we already know what to do about the first one, which is the most important one. Forget about it. So what about the second and the third?
Okay, the first one, forget about it, meaning that 80% of all your dreams will be in that category.
Yeah.
In the category of the first one.
First one.
Which is things that you won't pay attention to, just forget. Another 10% out of all your dreams will be in the second category, which is where Satan is trying to come to manipulate and derail you. What you do, if you know that it is sure of Satan, the first thing to do is to ignore them. Don't even pay attention, forget it. The second thing to do is, if you feel some threat or some danger, stand on the authority of the Word of God and your position in Christ and cancel it. Cancel that dream, bury it, forget about it. The third thing you could do about it is to examine it, to try to figure out in what, maybe it's a message you could, or a caution you might want to pay attention to. You might want to, take some measures, or you might want to warn somebody. That is in that same thought, that same second category.
Wow.
So there are three things to do there.
Great. Okay, so let me repeat it so our viewers, I'm paying every attention. And if you're with Dr. Sandy, you have to be in the here and now. Because it's so good to get you if you are lost, if you're daydreaming. Yeah, so let me say the three things that we have to do with the second category. The first one is that, there are three responses, and 80% of those dreams, you should forget about them. Forget about it. Then the second one, that's the 10%, is that if it's something that threatens you or something that you are probably afraid about, and you're not comfortable with it, stand in your authority in Christ and cancel them, bury them and forget it. That's the second thing you should do. And then the third thing that you should do, which might be 10% of your dreams in the second category, is that it might be something that you should, it might be giving you a direction as to something you should be cautious about.
Satan will not give you direction, but at least it will, you will have.
You will get it, yeah.
If it's a danger, so you might want to
be cautious about.
Yeah, be cautious about some things or take some measures.
Yeah.
Or maybe concerning your loved ones.
Somebody. Yeah. So that's the third one. So it's maybe from the dream you could deduce that, okay, maybe I have to be cautious about something. I have to maybe caution someone, or have to take some measures from the dream that you got. So that is it. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Then the third level.
The third level of dream is when God does speak through dreams to us, but that's just 10% of all your dreams as well. And some people might have it more than that, but most of the time it's between, it's not going to be more than 50% of your dreams. That, but mainly let's just say 10%, where, it will be God speaking to you. In those cases, what you want to do is, first of all, to take your time and meditate to understand what God is trying to tell you. Secondly, you want to know what to do with it, either to pray about it or to act on it. And thirdly, the thing you want to do is to know if God is trying to tell somebody something through you. Mm-hmm. Give instruction to someone through you.
Amazing. Wow. Pastor, How did you record these things down? Well, it's amazing. All right, so let me repeat that for you so that you guys will understand that this is like a book, like how to interpret your dreams or something, what to do with your dreams. Well, it's amazing. All right, so now let's say you get this dream. The third category where God is speaking to you through your dreams. So what's the first thing that you should do? Take your time, meditate on it to understand completely what God is trying to tell you. So that's the first thing you should do. Take your time, meditate, and understand what God is trying to pass across to you. Then the second response, after you've taken your time, is to ask yourself, is this something I should pray about or something I should act on immediately? That's the second thing you should ask yourself. Okay, I got this dream. Should I pray about it or should I act on it? That's the second one. Then the third response is for you to, is when God is maybe using you to pass a message across to another person. So you're just a channel. So, He gives you the dream about someone else, about something, and you're to be a channel to pass a message across to someone. So this is so comprehensive, Pastor. And I think this can just give, it just gives answers to everyone about your dream. So you just know exactly what to do when you get this dream.
So you are asking question, how do I?
So the question,
comprehensive or?
Yeah, how are you able to? How are you to? You know how you like systematically and classified everything. Okay, for these, there are 3 types of dreams. For each of these 3 types,
percentages.
Yeah, you have percentages for them, and then you have categories of responses. Like, is this something you sat down and then figure out? I don't know. How did you get to this conclusion?
Well, there is no way I could have gotten to that conclusion if I didn't know the question you were going to ask.
Yes.
So it's impromptu.
Wow.
But did you tell me the question?
No. I'm thinking, okay, I'm asking because I'm thinking maybe it's something that you had known before and then you had already gotten answers to. So do that. That's one. That's the first option. Either it's something that we've already, someone had asked you before and you already figured it out. So you're just telling me out of what you figured out. Or it's just spontaneous. Something that's out of the bank of knowledge that you have.
And it's spontaneous.
Wow.
I don't know if anybody asked me the question before. Even if they asked me, maybe I would have given another answer. It's spontaneous. But because of the way my mind is set up, I've trained my mind and myself
to think systematically.
Yeah.
I was coming today, and that was one thing I was thinking about too. That one of the things that actually comes here to do is to learn and to see how you think, how you process things. Yeah, because when I ask you questions, you take time, and then the way you process information and then the way you answer, you answer in such a way that it's like that's just the answer. You just go and take the answer and sit down. No, you don't need to ask anybody in the world again about that question. Yeah, because all of the answers you need for that question, I've offered them to you. So comprehensive. So you don't need to ask any other person. I've given you the answer. That's all. That's all you need. But that's something that, well, thank God I'm close.
That's why I'm always concerned and worried and broken and disappointed when I see politicians or leaders or pastors who don't maximize their mind, or their spirit or their relationship with God. So the answers that you are talking about, they are coming not just from what I already know, they're coming from my relationship with God. Okay. So I'm being led by the Spirit. I'm hooked to the Holy Ghost, to heaven. So not just hooked to my subconscious bank of information.
Wow.
So there are 3 things that are in operation.
Okay. So can you repeat it, sir?
Okay. 3 things. One is what my bank of knowledge, what I already know.
Yeah.
Second is the ability to process and format, the knowledge you have into groups and categories.
Okay.
To be able to know how to draw out and how to place it. Third is the combination of, my interaction with the Holy Spirit, friendship with the Holy Spirit, and being able to be led by the Spirit to know what department of your subconscious mind you go to get that information and how to relate. You have to be guided by It's like a laser projector that is guiding you to. You have to be under the supervision of the Holy Spirit.
Wow.
That's what it says, those that are led by the Spirit of God. So the Spirit of God has to lead you to be able to, remember what you have in your background information in the subconscious mind, and then, to be able to extract, to be able to know what category to go to, what group, what department, and to be able to know what particular answer needs to be given at this particular time.
Wow. To really work.
So there are three things there.
Wow. Great. Well, dear viewers, I'm sure that you are. I mean, we're just less than 20 minutes into today's show, and I'm sure you guys are already learning, and you're understanding Dr. Sunday more, and you're understanding how he thinks, how he processes, and this is something that we also can learn from, and we can also imbibe. And I mean, this is actually you're sharing the secrets of what people would refer to as, I mean, they see you as a superhuman. Like, how does he even do it? How does he think? How does he, I mean, what is the process behind what is coming your product? And this is what I'm learning from you. I mean, how you're able to get things together. I mean, it's amazing. Well,
you have to remind them where we're coming from.
Yeah.
That you are asking.
So I was asking myself.
My answer now.
So there was a question I asked Pastor Sunday earlier.
No, start from you coming.
Yeah. Okay. So after he while I was coming today, I was thinking about how Pastor really processes information, because I mean I've anchored this show a couple of times. And I ask a question, and even while I'm asking...
A couple of times?
Yeah, a couple of times. I mean, that's like... maybe that's not the right word to use.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so...
You want to say a number of times?
A number, yeah.
Because a couple of times means how many times?
Well, like... No exact number in my mind.
Yeah, but a couple of times does have an exact number.
Okay.
So, yes.
What's the exact number for a couple?
A number of times could mean no exact number.
Okay, all right.
But a couple of times.
It's like two.
Yes,
two.
Couple of times, 4 times.
Okay, interesting. I use them interchangeably. I use number of time and couple of times. Well, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, it's a good thing to learn. So, as I was saying. So I was coming and I was thinking about how Pastor processes information, and question, and then he gave the answer in a very systematic way. I mean, a systematic approach. He broke it down into categories and then the responses and everything like that. So I asked him the question that, Pastor, okay, this answer that you gave, was it something that you had already, answered before this question, or was it spontaneous? And then that was how he gave it broke down it broke down how he actually processes information and how he gives answers to the questions, or to just how he processes information basically. And then he said that number one is
that's what was bothering you.
Yeah, that was what was bothering me. I wanted to know how you do it. Yeah. And then you broke it down.
Is there anything special about it?
It's not new, but it's just how to make that your life. How to make that part of you. Because I know that definitely there should be a bank of knowledge. There should be something in your subconscious mind. That's something I know. And also, it's something I know that when you ask the question, you need to figure out which part you understand to get your answer from. And working with the Holy Spirit, being led by the Spirit, is something that I'm not new to. But I'm talking about how this can become you in such a way that it's not, you don't just do it sometimes, but it's something that it's already part of you, and you don't need to even struggle.
So what is not new, we know. So what is new then?
So what is new right now is how you've been able to integrate the knowledge, this knowledge that is not new to me, and how you've made it part of you, and you're functioning seamlessly with it in such a way that
how does that come across? Why should we even think about that? Why should that question even come to you?
Yeah, it comes to me because an average person, when an average person is asked a question like this, you don't get a comprehensive answer like this.
Okay.
Yeah, because you said it earlier that it really makes you sad or cry when you hear pastors or politicians not being able to maximize their mind, because that's what you're talking about. All of this is just being able to love God with your mind and your soul, like you used to teach us how to with your heart, how to maximize your mind and your soul. So this is you maximizing your heart, maximizing your mind. And this is what most people don't do. So for example, if you ask an average person this question, just says, okay, so what do you do to your dreams? Just maybe sometimes pray and sometimes cancel it, or sometimes forget about it. And that's pretty much what the person would say. But look at how you broke it down to 3 categories: percentages, responses. So it's not like a chart someone can just have in his house. Maybe someone has been battling with dreams and the person has been like, oh, I have these bad dreams every time. Person just needs to just get all of these things that we talked about today, draw a chart and just look at it and okay, I had a dream today, so where does it belong? Okay, it belongs to the first category, it belongs to the second category.
That's why we must write the book, The Mind Shift.
It's all on me, right? But first, all of this is still under Mind Shift.
Yeah, it's connected.
Wow. Interesting. Well, Pastor, we have a lot of things to do. A lot of catching up.
You have a lot of time to catch up. You are young.
Yeah.
If you think about the fact that I am 2 times your age, my age is twice your age,
yes,
at least. So that means that you can understand that yes, that you don't have problem. By the time you have 2 times time and you work with the same intensity that I work, then you will produce the same result.
There's hope.
Yes.
Wow. I'm going to try my best. Thank you so much.
But you are supposed to do better than me, because most of the things that you hear from me, I don't know where one place I could direct you to, where you could get them. Yeah. Almost impossible.
And I had that experience actually the early hours of today, because I was listening to some past messages where you invited some big men of God to your anniversary, Kumuyi and all of them. I was listening to him, what he was preaching about. He was talking about authority, and what he was talking about was what I've preached before. So sincerely, I was going to say this to you. I didn't know I was going to say this online. I wanted to say this to you privately. That I had to just keep. Yeah, because what he was saying was something. The examples he was even giving were the examples I've given before too. But I had to skip him, and
he's one of the best teachers.
So
he is one of the most thorough.
Yeah, and this is Pastor Kumuyi. Yeah, but I couldn't.
He's one of the very, very best.
Yes, but I couldn't even continue.
But everybody talked the same thing.
The same thing. The example that he gave was an example that I had given before when I was preaching on Soul of Authority.
Talk less of learning.
Talk of learning. So that I just had to move, and then I moved to another message where you were teaching on grace and apostleship. And right from the beginning, I started learning something new.
Right from the first second.
I'm not joking. So it's just amazing how.
It's like Pastor Sunday and the rest of them, they're just on from another planet.
I didn't know I was going to say this here actually. I said I was going to just have a chat with you when we have our time together. That this is what I really experienced just the early hours of this morning. That it's just.
Yeah, many people say that once we begin to listen to DSA, that they say they cannot even listen to.
It's difficult to listen to other people. Because the content is different, the substance is different. It's like every time you're listening, you're going deeper. You're increasing in knowledge. The scripture you're teaching from today about grace and apostleship was something that I have thought about being a pastor. I've learned about, but I've never seen it in that perspective. I've never gotten understanding about it in that light. And this is just like 10 minutes into the beginning of your message, you started teaching that.
And this message was preached
2004. 2004.
So not yesterday.
No. 2004.
14 years ago.
14 years ago, even more than that, because we're in 2017, 18 now. That's over 14 years ago. 2004. It's on YouTube.
And it's still fresh.
It's still fresh, new. Sound.
As if it's just hot coming from heaven.
I'm telling you.
That's the difference.
Wow. Man, Well, like you said, I mean, thinking about the fact that you're twice I believe I have what I mean.
Because just because the only reason why you have that chance is because you are close by me now, together with me. So you are going to be learning directly from the tip of the iceberg. I mean, from the very deep, from the very source of the greatest thing that's out there.
True.
But like you are talking about Pastor Kumuyi or Adeboye or Ayo or Chris or Yakino, they are older than me, all of them. But they don't have any chance anymore to even know what you know already.
True.
So it's not age.
Yeah.
It's not just the fact that you are younger.
But the exposure.
Where you are feeding from.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, and the amazing thing is that, dear viewers, you also have that opportunity. And there is no pastor that I am aware of that has enough resources free on internet as Pastor Sunday. Most would either sell they are even selling what is not even so thick. I mean, yes, with all respect to them, but you go to Sunday Adelaja official YouTube, you're going to be drunk with knowledge
or drowned
with it
in the ocean.
You're going to, you could just do that every day. I mean, if you take every day and you listen to one message every day, you will not exhaust it in years. Yeah, in years, because there's so much free information that has so much insight, so deep understanding. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to Sunday Adelaja official YouTube page and start immersing yourself into this knowledge. Every subject is worth listening to. As a matter of fact, everything that Pastor talks about, this is a principle that I've learned from him, and I'm trying my best to work on it. And Pastor's principle is that if he picks any subject and talks about it, there is nobody in history that has talked about it in the way he would talk about it, and there is no one living right now that would be able to exhaust that subject as he would do that. And even after he's gone, there is no one that will be able to talk about that. So you can imagine, and I know that because I've been with him, I know how he prepares for the presentation and his teaching. So I understand the thorough job that he's done. So guys, I would advise you to please don't miss out on this. Go to Sunday Adelaja official YouTube and start drowning in the plethora of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from Dr. Sunday, free of charge, without pay. I mean, you could learn so much and maximize your life, maximize your time with it.
You know, as you are talking, I'm thinking maybe pastors have now become like musicians. Because I remember when I used to like music or listen to music, you will listen to one. They used to just lay emphasis on the hit song. So that hit song is what they are repeating, and propagating and advertising. So, but you will associate that hit song to them, to their identity. Yeah. Say, okay, this is Mike Jackson. Yeah. Then you want to go and buy, then they name that hit song the title of the album. So you want to go and quickly buy the album.
Yes.
And in the album there are always 10 songs.
So you start listening to the other 9.
Bad.
Bad news, true.
Because you are thinking that if this person can sing this
one, everything would be like that.
I think pastors are becoming like that.
That's true. That's true. So
what you are talking is that everything
pastors,
the DSS speaks about is like everything is worthless. It's like everything is a blockbuster.
It's a classic one. I mean,
it's
any topic.
But in most of the people you listen to, maybe one is good, then the other one is not so good, another one is average.
And even it gets to a time where when the one that, I mean, they are good in this subject, but they're just repeating what they've said. So there's something new. I mean, it caught your attention the first time they said it.
But they begin to repeat
But they
themselves.
repeat, and you're like, I've heard this.
Just like somebody called me yesterday and said, Pastor Sunday said I was going to teach on one some lesson love. And he said, I'm going to teach on love for 1 month. I said,
How?
what? 1 month? What is he talking about?
Yeah.
How can he teach on love for 1 month? You know, of course, he's going to be repeating himself. Of course, he's going to be just saying the same thing all over again.
He does not know you, that's right.
Then he said, but I listened to this by 1 month. I'm listening, learning something. I don't want it to finish. Second month, I still want the thing to continue. The thing over 2 months, and every day is new. But I have to stop it, not because I'm finished. I just have to stop it because so that I will know more people.
Gotcha.
And every day is new.
Every day is new.
And it's like you've never had any topic like that.
I mean, Pastor, there was one time I actually wept when I was listening to you, because for me I was like, how would someone know? Like, I mean, how would someone? I was just thinking that how would you know so much? How would you be? I couldn't just hold back because you were giving answers to something that I was like, I was in my room there in Lviv.
How can a human being?
How would? Like every time you're uttering, you're speaking, you're not, I mean, it's just something new, something fresh, something to learn. You're not like, okay, Pastor, I know this, move on.
It's a mistake.
Yeah, or Pastor, Pastor, what you're saying now, I mean, something I already know, so can we move to the next
With Pastor, if you do that, you're making a big mistake.
You can never say you even know, that you know what you're
Everything.
to say. No, because every time you're sharing something, you're like, there's something new about it. There's something you're learning. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, Pastor.
So what made you weep?
I mean, I think that day I was blown away. I was in awe. That's just in it.
At the knowledge of
I was with the depth of what you were sharing. I was literally in awe. That you know, that kind of. I mean, I just got to that point that I had to just pause the video.
A human being.
How would? I mean, I've been listening to you, and yet you're still. And this and that subject again that you were sharing on, and it's still so deep, it's still so, I mean, insightful. I'm like, how would someone be so knowledgeable about things like that? So I mean, it just moved me to, I'm like, okay, man, let me just continue listening and keep on learning.
No, but almost everybody you hear who say they have been listening to DSA say that happens to them, that they just weep. They just shut down. They just begin to weep and cry. And in fact, I have somebody right now in this hall, sitting there in the present here now. Only we cannot show you the program. Who flew in from England without even writing me email. He didn't even have time to write email. That he was coming.
Wow.
He couldn't even write me. He didn't even write me. But he was listening. He just got the ticket. He just got.
Wow.
Ticket to Kyiv, Ukraine.
Wow.
And then I was, helping my wife in the house to do something. Then the security was telling me that somebody here from England that flew in 3 hours and been sitting there in here waiting for you. I said, nobody warned me that I'm supposed to have a visitor. So when I finished and I came to say, he said, Pastor, I did it. I just said, he said, even though I had doubts that, but I didn't want this man, I didn't tell me anything, will he receive me? He said, but things I've been listening, from what I know this man is different. It's not going to keep me away like the protocols and that, because from the person I know, this man, even if I just go, he will accept. He will accept. He will not reject me. So that's how the man was moved. He said no. He just got the ticket and flew.
Yeah, and I can understand. And if people had the means to do that, they're going to do that. Yeah, if people have the money. If people have the means, they're going to fly in and
randomly.
I mean, just come and say, yes, I'm going to come and sit down close to you. I'm telling you, if people have the means, I'm sure the viewers, they're like, if they have the means, I won't come and sit down.
The first thing he said, he flew in first, the first time. I said, I want to even find out, is it really true? This guy exists, and what he does and what he has done, is it really true? Is it authentic? Can it be verified?
Yes, I can understand where it's coming from, and that's because of, I mean, how you've been able to work on yourself and make yourself valuable. One thing you said to me that, I mean, last week, myself and Victor were here, we were asking you some questions, and you were like, because we're talking about some plans that we have for masters and things like that, and you were like, at some point you were like, you don't need all this master's program, and you said that you made sure that you worked on yourself, that you'll be more valuable than any certificate.
And even the professors that are going for giving you those certificates.
Yeah. That you, I mean, that's what you said. I went back home thinking about it because I'm at a stage where I need to make some decisions right now, and I'm like, look at what Desi said. He said he worked on himself so much, added value to himself so much that, I mean, even the holders of the PhDs and those people that call themselves professors, he's going to be more valuable than them.
They come to learn, to carry by Bible by bag to be able to learn something.
That's mind blowing.
I mean, the people who finish from Harvard and you know, Kennedy School of Government, they come in to say, we've never heard this. Nothing close. And I listen to Harvard graduates. I listen to all the things they do. Some people do TED Talk, TED Talk, and then you listen to Harvard people and other schools. But I said anybody who is lucky to listen to DSA is already surpassed all those people.
Wow, and that's true. And that's true. I mean, that is very, very true. That is very, very true. Thank you, Pastor, for knowing so much and freely giving out of the wealth of your wisdom, because there are people that don't even know up to, I mean, they don't even know just a tip of what you know. And I mean, they are all like, okay, I know all and things like that.
Some people even come to write comments and say that he's a fool. Yeah. This guy, this Sunday is a fool.
Doesn't know what he's saying.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. Well,
that's what they say. He doesn't even know what they say.
Yes.
And then I read another comment one day. Somebody said, this guy, what is he doing on the internet every day, 24 hours? I mean, he's so ignorant, and you know, but he just opens his mouth anyhow and talks every time, as if even about what he doesn't know anything, even when he doesn't know anything about what he's talking. Okay, I said, well, thank God. Thank God.
They don't know you, they are ignorant, that's why. I too was in that category of people too when I first met you. So he's ignorant.
Because you said?
Yeah, because I was like, no, Pastor is in error. I'm like, this man doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't know what he's saying. How are you making this kind of statements? Yeah. But when anyone that takes his time to sit down and listen to just one video, I mean, just
one.
Video, yeah, any subject.
Just one.
Random.
Any
Random. I mean,
you have to be so confident to say that.
Yeah, random. I mean, I'm saying that to anybody. Just go Sunday Large Official. Just any message, just any random message, anything you're talking about, religion, politics, anything, in any subject, any video. I mean, I learned so much from one of your. I mean, I've really exhausted a lot of things in your YouTube channel. There's this your daily word you used to do, but you don't do it now. We're pretty young at that time. Daily word. And I mean, you're like maybe 10 minutes, but even the 10 minutes, there's still something I'm learning new. And
some of them are 10 minutes, some of them are even 3 minutes.
And 3 minutes. And that's like the daily word you used to do like
10, 15
years ago. Like just come and just share some daily things there. And still profound, deep stuff.
Not opening the Bible, not
just talking. I mean, it's on YouTube. People just need to go and check that YouTube channel. Viewers, this meant to be Ask Pastor Sunday show.
No, but people actually write me later that they like it more because they are not here, that you people are here, that when we have free flow discussion like that, it's like they are here themselves.
Okay.
It's like you are opening the curtain to behind the scene.
Wow.
That what they would have desired
to know. Yeah.
You will see, even when you finish reading the comment, you will see that that will
be part of feeling, right?
Yeah, so they are not angry that you are not reading question. That's too mechanical.
True.
But people want to know how is this man? Who is this man?
Yeah, great. And I think that is actually what people really want to know.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're not
even through the question, that's what they want to know.
They want to know. True, and that's very true. That is very, very true. Because many people, they really desire they can be here and I can ask some of these questions and see what is happening and things like that. And that is very true. And well, Pastor,
you are saying something. You talk about. You are about to say something.
Yeah, I was about to tell the viewers that, I mean, this is just something that you don't want to. I mean, but remember, Pastor said it once that anyone that is living in this time and this generation and has not listened to DSA, I mean, that's a very huge disservice. I mean, that's a huge loss. Why? Because, I mean, the wealth of knowledge, insights that you're going to gain by listening to just one message, just one. I mean, you might not find it in any other place
for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. And that's the truth on any subject, Pastor. On any subject. And that's the amazing thing about your YouTube official. I mean, your page on YouTube. There are different subjects. Different things. You're not just talking about religious subjects, where you're talking about faith, love, and all these things. You're talking about different things. Why am I here? Why Earth? Families. You have family series. You have love series. You have, I mean, just anything about lots of money. You can learn that. Self-confidence. You learn that. Today, I was looking at your book today, and I'm like, because I was arranging the books, and I'm like, look at all what you've written. I mean, this is nothing because I know I'm with you. This is nothing. But I'm looking at what you've written, and I was thinking about it that all of this,
just titles alone.
Just titles alone. I'm not talking about the content of the book, but just you understand?
Just Nazwane.
Just I'm telling you, just the title, because I was carrying the books. Yeah, I was carrying the books from this table to the other table, and I was looking at just the titles, and I'm like, this. And one thing that I noticed when I was carrying is that these are different subjects. This is not just religious books like how to be like David, how to the faith of Paul and all of this. No, this time, politics, Nigeria, philosophy, psychology, everything.
Business, finances, government, international relations.
In any subject, actually. Anything and everything. So, if you are not listening to Dr. Sunday, I'm telling you the truth, it's a huge loss. Because what you learn with Dr. Sunday in 1 year, I'm telling you, you might not have learned it for over, 20 years, or you might not even learn it till you die. That's the truth. You might not learn it till you die. And I'm saying this, emphatically, and I know exactly what I'm saying. I know what is out there from the best sources. Because, before I met you, I used to listen to a lot of people too, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. I listen to a lot of people, not just religious people, even in the world, secular people, the Tony Robbins, the Maxwell and all of them. Those are the guys that people refer to as, these guys are intellectually up there. But I listen to you and I'm like...
Yeah, when I listen to them, I just say, people have not listened yet.
Yeah. So, so informative.
Before I started having all these messages in English, I used to hear what these people talk about and all this, in America has taken over the world through telecommunication, television.
Yes.
So anybody that is just popular on TV or in, the news is what people will regard to as authority.
Authority, yes.
Or the best.
True.
And I used to sit down here and teach in Russian. And my Russian people know what I teach them in Russian, but not in English. And they cannot listen to those people. And I too know that when I begin to speak in English, and when I begin to write in English, the only thing that will save anybody out there is that people don't read. They don't get to read them or hear. But anybody who get to read and hear,
just check out. They lose followership Yeah, they lose it. That is the truth. They lose it. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I've told you this before. I read your books, I listen to your messages. It's difficult for me to listen to another person, and that's the truth. Not because people don't have what they have. I mean, they're not saying something that's sensible. But I'm like, if I spend 1 hour with you, listen to your resources, to your materials, I mean, to take me like maybe a month to learn that from other people. Because I'm talking about how, look at the way you give answers to dreams. Imagine I'm trying to look for just your short answer, short reply about dreams. Imagine I'm beginning to now study books about dreams.
And you might still not gather.
You might not gather just that little information you gave right now. I mean, the way you systematically answered it, I might not even get it from any book. Because we're not talking about several things that are not really practical and things are not in depth. So I can imagine you now converting that, like just talking about dreams, into a book. I can imagine the depth of the knowledge. I mean, I read that book, I'm like, I don't need another book about dreams again. I mean, I don't need to read any other book about dreams again. This is what I need, sure.
Yeah, it's just like somebody called me yesterday. The guy is in Oyakilo Men's Church in Nigeria, and he's one of the staff officers there. And he used to say, he used to think that there is nobody to listen to in the whole world apart from Pastor Chris. And he said a lot of people in their denomination and their church, that's what they believe.
True.
That they shouldn't even listen to another person again.
Yes.
So, but the mistake he made
was he just tried once.
Somebody, just try once.
That was it for him.
That was it for him. He started listening so much that now he says he's even telling himself, how could I have been following Pastor Chris? How? What happened? What was I so dull? Was I so
yeah.
Was I so, I mean, I was so dead, brain dead. Was I so much brain dead that I was even following this man? I couldn't think with my head. What was I using my brain for? Because he said, now that I listen to him, I see holes
in everything he
said.
True.
I don't know if you get it.
Yes, I get it. And that's how it is. Sometimes I won't feel like I'm even being too critical with other people. After I listen to you and I just stumble on their messages of Pastor Chris, or I stumble on Wilipo or Adeboye's message, I'm just hearing them like, no, what you're saying is sad.
Yeah.
With all due respect.
Just see all the weaknesses, all this,
No. This is not it.
So that's why I would normally keep quiet and not talk about me myself. And we are talking about this for the first time. It happened that we are talking about it publicly. But normally we don't even
mention it.
Yeah, because I just keep quiet because
if you know, you know. Say if you know, you know.
No, for me it's a sad thing.
Yeah.
For me it's a sad thing that the world is living in deception. Mainly. I know better, and that a lot of things that people are following. It's like, there's some food now they call MGO.
Yeah, GMOs.
GMOs, okay. These GMOs are not real food.
Yes. Yeah.
They are chemicals.
And cancerous, yeah.
And they will kill you one day. But they are the most popular food right now.
True.
They are the most widely distributed food. GMOs. They are the most popular.
True.
Because of marketing. Any go to any supermarket, it's a GMO you are going to find. In fact, for you to find real natural food, you have to either go to vegan or go to organic or otherwise you will not find it. That's the way I feel when I see people following all kind of people. Even when they talk about finances, people are talking, everybody is a specialist. I'm just looking. Until people come across my book, Money Will Make You Rich, or they go to the series and say, oh, she did it. Can you imagine that? Zig Ziglar, you know Zig Ziglar?
Yeah, yes.
He was one of the ones that had that was able to go through his partner. He and his partner. His partner actually wrote it. This thing I'm saying right now. It's written in my book, Money Will Make You Rich. You know what they said? That in every page of Pastor Sunday's book, we'll learn more secrets. Zig Ziglar is the highest out there in those motivational, financial trainings and industry training, Coca-Cola training, whatever. He said, in every page of Pastor Sunday's book, we learn more than in any book we have ever read on finances on the subject. Every page teaches more secrets and more principles than a whole book, any book on the subject you find in America.
Wow.
I think that's the way these messages are too.
Wow.
The man again was not ashamed, he put it down written.
I'm going to say that. And it's not just any.
These are not small men.
Yeah, these are not small people. Yeah.
These are the best in the world.
Yeah.
But even the publishers always tell me, don't write all these things in one book. These things you are writing, all this your book, they are too many. Make one book, all these secrets, they are too many. Make each one of your books should be 10 books. That's the way we do it in America here. Just put water in the rest. Dilute it. So you make a lot of money.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I think, and you've shared with us before the secret of all of these things, and you've shared them in your books. Yeah, of how to and how to produce what you're producing right now. That anyone can do it, and everybody can do it. Yeah, but it's just just being willing to really pay that price. That's where a lot of us really find it difficult. And also the fact that the Uncle Sam system really has limited people. It has really stifled a lot of people's lives. Yeah, and they can't really.
And people are rushing to it.
And that's the amazing thing.
In fact, some people are dreaming of getting a job. Employment, they call it. They are looking for attachment.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that
whereby detachment is what they need.
Yeah.
That's one of the words.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that's one of the mind shift and the change that has happened to me also being with you. Because I'm at that stage where I'm not yet into Uncle Sam, and I'm not trying to be an Uncle Sam. but the thing there is that, working with you, I've seen a model of what real life is. And it's as though it's just like the parable of the narrow way that very few will pass in, and people discover. And then there is the wide way that a lot of people actually they're all trooping into. And that's like
now you understand Jesus.
Yeah.
That parable.
Yeah.
Narrow is the way.
Narrow is the way that leads to life, and then wide is the way that, because the Uncle Sam system is like the default system, and that's what everybody is following. And then being with you, learning from you, and you've written a book about don't work for Uncle Sam, and I'm at that stage in my life where I'm at that where it's like next stage is about Uncle Sam.
Jump into the river. Yeah. About to jump in the river. For the rest of your life.
Yeah. So
I don't know if you were watching the program one day. One brother, Ben, his name, I met him back about 15 years ago in England. He's based in London. He called and he said he started participating in my mentorship class, the mentorship program. And that just 1 month in the mentorship program has opened his eyes. And he called in and he was saying, I've just discovered that me and you, we don't live the same life. He said, everybody I know, they live the life that I understand. But this Pastor Sunday that I just discovered through this mentorship program, it just got to me that you are different though. He said that you are different. It's a different life altogether you are living. True. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
But he saw it without even coming here. He just saw it just by
just getting
mentorship.
Yeah.
So what do you agree with it?
I definitely agree with him, because for him to make that deduction and to come to that conclusion without even being with you here, that means he really got it.
He's a thorough guy.
That means he really got it, because
just by virtue of my relationship with you, being here with you, I know for sure that the life that you are living, I mean, less than 30% of people are living that kind of life. I mean, there are very few people that, I mean, it's like you are living one life and the whole world living another life entirely. You know, Pastor, you said something one day that made me really realize that you really know what you're talking about. You told me that in 1 week, you were able to read over 50 books. Thereabout. Was it 1 week?
Yeah, that 1 week I was able to read one time 10 books, one time 20 books or so.
20 books,
maybe
yeah.
25 books.
Thereabout. But one thing that you did that day, and I was like, you came and you were like, guess what? I have my time.
Yeah, because.
And I could see the excitement that you had. Because I think that was
the whole week I was not going anywhere.
Yes, that week you were not going anywhere. That week you didn't have any court, anything like that. So you had your time. You didn't go anywhere.
No appointments,
nothing. You had your time, and you were able to read as many books as you desired. And I could just see that excitement that comes like a child when a child is excited that I got this thing I wanted. I mean, I had my time, and you were telling me that time. You were like, I mean, your time when you're in charge of your time. And I could see the excitement in your face that I had my time. But that life is what a lot of people don't have. Because, I mean, people are not in control of their time. It is Uncle Sam that is in control of people's time. Tells them when to wake up, tells them when to go out, tells them when to come back. No. Tells them when to wake up. Yeah. Tells them when to wake up. It informs them at the time they're going to leave their house. Informs them about the time they're going to have their break during the day. Informs them at the time they're going to come back home. Informs them about the time they need to sleep.
Where they should travel to, where they shouldn't travel.
Where they should travel to, what to do. I mean, it is.
If they should travel or they shouldn't.
They shouldn't travel. So that's what Uncle Sam's system has done. It has curtailed their life in a way that imprison lives that they can't just say, okay, today I want to just be at home and have solitude. It's impossible. Why? Because of the Uncle Sam system. It has really, engraved and just captured the life of people. And that is the reason why when that guy told you,
I'm going
to come back there. So when the man told you that you're actually living a different life from what I am living, he knows exactly what he's saying. And he caught that picture that this man is not, apart from the fact that the way you think, the way you process life, like what I told you the last time I was in a show, that one thing I've learned from you, one of the 30 things I've learned from you is having an understanding of what life really is and how to maximize life. What does life contain?
The science of life.
The science of life. What is life about? And how do you really understand and maximize the life that you have? So you have an understanding of life that people don't have. And that's the reason why you can maximize your life and you can produce the result that you have. So when that guy said that, it was like a light bulb moment for him that, hey, this man is not living the same life I'm living.
Not because what he was saying is that if you are not careful, he said, because I've been listening to you on daily broadcast.
Yes.
And I say wonderful, great messages, I'm excited, but it just, because of that mentorship, it started, which is more systematic. It's just said, wait, if I just look at this man, the way he's coming, smiling and joking and laughing and talking, like, I think he's just a normal human being like me. That was even deceptive because people think it's just the same.
By just watching you, they just think that, okay, that's just Pastor Sunday.
Yeah.
They don't understand what it takes. For example, I've been where you are planning this series. For example, before you start any series, people don't know that, but you work and you build the series from start to finish.
Already. Even before start.
People don't know that.
They think I just come on this day with
They don't know that. But I've been there with you. We'll work together. And you, from start to finish, before you even start, and this is not like, okay, for example, you started the love series, and It's not like, okay, we're finishing the law series next week, so let's start preparing for the other one. No. I mean, right before the law series ends, that one's already ready. Like the next series is already ready. I mean, they're all there in your program, systematic. So people will think, I mean, the viewers will think, oh, Pastor Sunday maybe just does some quick research, some quick things, and just comes, prepares some PowerPoints, comes down the program, and he's just there, he's laughing, showing this thing. They won't understand the processes, I mean, the systems that you've worked out to produce what you're doing. So that's what that guy is saying, because the mentorship program, of which I have an idea of what it is,
very systemic.
Very systemic. I mean, even from the daily plan, we also worked on. So,
the world has not seen anything like that delivered.
No, they've not seen it.
They don't even know.
They don't know what the daily planner is.
They don't even know it's coming yet.
Yeah. So just those daily planner for 365 days. So when that guy went through that program, that mentorship program, because that will give a different, a different understanding of how to. I mean, so these programs, you can be sitting down, you can be. I mean, there's no accountability. You can be drinking tea. You can say, Junior, where are you? Come home, everything. But that mentorship program, I know some people that gone into they cannot even sleep. I thought she was telling me that
that is a light one compared to what I did for my people here.
She was like, I've been on this.
So, you know, out of maybe we started with about 500 people.
Yeah.
Out of the 500, the people that are giving exams now is just about 50.
I can understand. 50 out of 500. I can understand. Yeah, I understand, because I've gone through the mentorship.
50.
I can understand. 50 people. Yeah, because
out of 500, who came to study?
It's not like syllabus in school.
It's
not like the syllabus. It's not like what they do in school. And I mean, the pastor. Oh Lord. I mean, you know, one thing he used to tell us that sometimes you see people that are going to school and you're like, do people really go to school?
Yeah, for probably it's like they don't go to school.
Like, I mean, it's a low school. Do people go to school?
Most of the people don't.
Yeah, because I mean, many people that are going through that mentorship program and dropped that, they went to school too.
And some of them weren't finished.
They finished from school. Some of them might well have masters. Some of them might well have masters, but they can't keep up. They can't keep up because, man, so thorough, so, man. I mean, anyone that is not.
And they came by themselves.
And they came by themselves. Yeah, and it's free.
They said they want to learn.
And it's free.
And it's free.
And it's free. At your place.
And they were hungry.
Yeah.
For God. At your pace. So.
Yes, at your pace. I know it is at your pace. All the materials are there. Take them.
And people are still dropping.
People are dropping out. Some people are very scared to even start. Some people have not attempted it to never even start the mentorship. Yeah, because people are not willing to pay that price. Pastor, that's one thing that I've realized. Because paying the price for greatness, only a few people are willing to pay the price. Only a few people. I mean, a huge amount of people that are living right now, they desire greatness, they want it, but when they just see just little of the price that people that are great paid, they are not ready to pay that price.
It's just like, for example, some people are attacking me now about me calling out people's names and things. But I said, hey, wait a minute. This thing I'm talking about, I've spoken. Okay, just take one example. Don't even forget about the other ones that you don't know. Go and listen to my message to the redeemed pastors in North American pastors. Something. I'm sure you have.
I've watched it.
Okay. There are 2 of them. Okay. So if you have watched that one, I spoke the truth. And I even told them, not just one, I gave, you know the way I've always thought, I gave systematic steps on how to be relevant.
Yeah.
They had the steps to take, to have taken. They did it.
Yeah.
So why did they invite me? Yeah, because if you invited me to come and help you be relevant, and I gave you the steps.
Not really, Nah. No, people are not people are not really. I mean, they cannot like I really desire.
Emotional.
Yeah, we're quite emotional. I mean, we saw this practically even with your 9 p.m. series. When we're thinking about this, when you're talking about the subject of love, where I mean that
People say it's too difficult.
it was too difficult. I mean, we're averaging how many people were watching live? Maybe 400 or 200. But the moment you finish the love series.
I went to the light one.
And then you went to the light one, this one that is always that people are just sensational about. We're getting 900, close to 1,000 views, sometimes 700, thereabout. Why? Because people are not really ready to pay the price.
Because this one, nothing demands it.
Because it's nothing demands from them. Now we're just talking about the
errors
of other people. So people are ready to sit down. I've seen it even in my shows to pastor, my value system show, where I talk about values. So I'm there talking about responsibilities things. So I had an episode where I was talking about how pastors have destroyed our value system. Till today,
It's the highest.
It's the highest. I mean that I had the highest amount of views, highest amount of shares. Because that show, I wasn't talking about anything from them. It's also about, okay, these guys have destroyed our values, they see people care.
But when you are talking about
real things that we need to do,
they disappear.
people are not coming. People are not interested.
Because life of most people, or for biomasses,
Yes.
this whole world system has been set up in such a way that biomasses are fed with two things only. Bread or food and entertainment. Just give them water so that they will not be hungry. And then
Entertain them where they can be willing to use their mind.
just entertain them. Like give them some series of films or movies, or
entertainment,
just make them feel laugh. Make them laugh. You know what they do in Nigeria now. That's what they're doing in Nigeria. They call it comedy.
Comedy.
Comedians.
Comedians.
They are the biggest stars in the country.
Yeah, comedians and
because that's how musicians and comedians. That's how you make people fool. That's how you fool the whole country. That's how you make a whole country dull. So when you want to, what Hitler, this is what Hitler did to make people not to consume anything.
Yeah.
Just give them food, good economy, and then entertainment.
Yeah.
Finish. So even hosted Olympics and things like that.
Yeah.
Because just make people to laugh and to have fun. They call it fun.
Yeah, fun.
Or to chill or whatever.
Chill out, chillax.
Yeah. That is how you make people into animals. So when people are now telling me about there is something in Nigeria they call experience.
Yeah, experience.
I cannot buy into it, and I'm telling them this is rubbish, but they think that's why
Why
they are
is
worshiping God. But they don't know that that is a system of making them into biomass.
True.
Even though it's religious. Religion also is doing the same thing. Or Loro Book or something. Yeah, all those things like just they think it's God we are worshiping. I think you cannot do it in your house.
3 hours
It's all about entertainment. It's all about creating biomass.
Yeah. And it doesn't make people really use their mind to think.
Yeah.
That's so true.
It doesn't have anything to do with God. God is spirit and truth. So what's that for? That's entertainment.
No productivity, no conversion.
Even no, what is the relationship with God? To see what the Father is doing. What are you going to see? Like you are going to see the stars.
Yeah. That's true.
You're going to see the stars.
You invite all of them.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
But when I talk like this, it's like I'm come from another world, so I just keep quiet.
Yeah.
So people are not ready to receive. To learn.
I read your book, Raising the Next Generation of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, and I told you that I was annoyed. At some point I was really vexed because, I mean, all of those 72 hours of praise and redeem organizers and all those experiences, they're just wasting people's life, wasting their destiny. Things that I mean that has the potential of really, I mean, of creating and transforming a whole nation, a whole
that book alone You can. I don't care what university you finish if they have not taught you that thing. Not just church. I'm not talking about university education. You tell me anybody that finished university and knows what is in that book.
No.
It doesn't matter if you finished America or London or England. Or.
So I mean, you're really living it. You're living the life you're living. I mean, your life is different from the life that the vast majority of people are living in this world. I mean, it's a this one I know it from your materials, but even much more, I know it from just being with you and looking at how you live your life. It's different. I mean, one thing that people don't know is that before you see Pastor Sunday, Pastor Sunday comes out after 12. You guys don't know that, but let me just tell you guys. So before anyone sees Pastor, it has to be after 12. And the reason is because from the time he wakes up till 12, he's not seeing anybody. Self-education.
And family time.
And family time. So family time and self-education. So after 12, then you can see people, and even when he's even seeing people,
he's doing his own thing.
He's doing his own thing. Value. I mean, either he's adding value to himself or adding value to others. So round the clock is all centered on value and on purpose. Imagine that kind of life. You wake up, is value, purpose. Every second of your time.
Rather, I'm surprised that people are not doing like that.
No, Pastor, that's not how the life is. I've already told you. That's not how life is. You said something to me that really made me. You said something to me also recently that made me like just really be in control. You told me that myself and Victor actually were here, and you said never allow anyone dictate what you should do with your time. You must fight for your time and be in control of your time, even though you're in school. Because I'm doing my postgraduate course now, specialization, and doing that, they might want to say you come to this time, you must be here at this time, you must come here, you must do this. They want to control your time and your life.
That is sad.
So sad. Now it's as if now I'm a rebellious person. I do what I need to do. Before I tell them sorry, I have to be here at this time, I have to go somewhere. I'm sorry, but I need to make this happen. I'm in control of my time. You cannot come and tell me to do what. If I need to leave,
it means you have become a human being.
Yes.
Personality. Where is it?
I'm a personality.
You have become a personality.
Yeah. I am a person, am I a personality? Yeah, I just tell them now. Sorry.
Those are some of the things that make you to become.
I'm a personality. I just tell the professor, I'm so professor, I have to do something. And maybe if I estimate my day and I realize that if I go to the hospital today, the time I'm going to spend in the hospital today, if I use it for another thing, I'll be more productive. I'll just tell her, okay, I'll just send a message or email. Sorry, I won't be around today. I need to do something.
And before you were just going?
I have to just go every day. I have to just do what they want us to do. Sit down, go. Do this. We have to be here at this time. Make sure you come. That's how it is.
So you are not in charge of your life, of your own life.
So I just wait to just finish from school and then leave the hospital and go back home and I'm in charge of my time again. So that's how people are living, Pastor. That's how people are living, and that's the reason why viewers. You need to get all these books. You need to get all these books. Let's review some of these books, Pastor.
It's not with the one you as a pastor.
Yeah.
Because you became a personality now.
Exactly. The amazing thing is that the more you learn, the more you become more of a personality, and the more you begin to imbibe.
Well, I remember your breakthrough. When you started, right? That is the beginning of your becoming.
And so it's a whole process. So this is a book that you guys want to get and read. Yes, you're a person, or are you a personality? And from this book, you would know exactly what makes a person a personality and how you can make that shift from being a biomass to being a personality. Please get this book. Please get the book. I'm really today's episode is just so wonderful. I don't know. I'm thrilled. I'm telling you. Talking about time. What do you do with your time? These are subjects that no one will tell you about. No one will talk to you about.
This is not time management, because whenever they hear time, they think it's time management.
But no. Conversion. Investing your time. time investment. How can
Time
you invest?
investment.
Yeah, it's a new concept I know that you might not have even heard about. So you want to get this book. You want to get this book. Don't join the bandwagon of people that are saying Pastor is trying to sell books. Come on. Now.
Go and read them for free now. They are there on Kindle.
On Amazon Kindle. You can read them for free.
For free.
Yeah. So please get this book. This is one of my best books too. The Law of Difference.
You have been able to read it?
Yeah.
Oh, that book is.
Yeah.
It's a book that one can never ever finish.
No.
You have to keep.
You have to keep reading it. Yeah. I have it right there in my book, in my bookstore, in my room. It's there.
It's a book that whenever you feel like getting yourself some adrenaline again, you just go back to it.
Law of Difference. But this is a book that you should have. I mean, you have to read this book. I don't know, but all of Pastor Sunday's book you have to read. I don't know you're going to do it, but you have to do it. Where are the heroes? Let heroes arise. Well, everyone sees Pastor Sunday as a hero, but the amazing thing about it is that there are processes, there are principles,
And I'm sharing them.
yes, and how to become that. So if you see Pastor Sunday as a hero, so he's not saying, okay, I'm the only hero here and you all should be valiant and just be there. But no, he's saying, I'm a hero and you also can be a hero. And here, he has documented what it takes to be a hero. You don't want to miss out on this. Please get this and read it. The Danger of Monoculture.
This is Julie's favorite book.
Yeah, Julie likes this book, yeah. And I haven't read this book actually.
By the time you read it, you will understand why.
Why, right?
Ooh.
Amazing. So, I think this book talks about how to. I mean, this book also. I'm not ready, but I think it has to do also with difference.
Yes.
It has to do with difference.
Yes.
How to maximize the difference in people and
how to celebrate
people's differences. So, guys, get this book. This is one of my good books, and I'm getting better, Pastor. It's been in the hair now.
Yes. Much better.
Yeah, I'm getting better, right?
You're working on it intentionally.
Yes, you're working on it intentionally, paying attention to everything I'm saying, and
It is Victor I need to work on more.
on this one, right? I read this book actually, How to Be in the Here and Now, and it's a book that, I mean, it will help you to actually maximize your life, because a lot of people are daydreaming. That's one thing that you said in this book, that most people are just daydreaming through life. Yeah, most people are daydreaming through life, and they never actually get to live. They're not living consciously. I mean, they're not even awake.
Not awake, yeah.
Yeah. So please get this book, How to Be in the Here and Now. There is so many books you have to read. Read yourself of shallow-mindedness. Well, there is no way you can be a solution to your world if you still have.
It's not a thinking problem. You are talking about thinking problem. Our whole Africa is thinking.
Yeah,
problem.
it's a thing of the mind actually. Mind issues. I mean, the reason why we are backward is because of our shallowness. We are shallow. We don't think things through. We don't think strategically. We don't think analytically, and that's the reason why we are where we are today. So, I mean, this is just a clarion call to everyone. That read yourself of shallow-mindedness. This is another book I've been able to read too. How to live an effective life.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing book, guys. Get this book. You're going to see different meats. Like the title of the book, you see from the book chapters, you will be seeing meats that will be destroyed, and you understand what life actually is. So this is another book, How Africans Brought Civilizations to Europe. I mean, if you're an African, this is the book you want to read to understand the greatness that is in the African blood, and how Africans actually have brought civilizations to not just Europe, but even to Asia, to America, and great stuff that Africans have done. So this is a good book that Pastor actually said that you have to get this book for yourself, your children, your children's children, even to the fourth generation. They have to get this book. No one is better than you is another classic. No one is better than you. This book would make you discover your uniqueness and also the uniqueness in others. So you know that no one is better than you, and even you yourself, you are not better than anybody. But everyone is unique, everyone has greatness in them, and everyone can do what they actually plan to do. Discover the source of your latent energy. Another great book. I actually worked on this book, but I mean, I think I was bringing out quotes from this at some point, and I was able to go through it, and it was so fantastic. I mean, everyone is in need of energy, and that's the reason why we have a lot of energy drinks today, energy boost and things like that. So this is a book that you want to get. Someone used to call DSA genius. Genius DSA. Yeah, if you want to be a genius. This
I said Pastor Genius.
Yeah, Pastor Genius. Yeah, I used to call him Pastor Genius. Well, the amazing thing about DSA is that he has been able to convert all of the knowledge that he has into a product that you can learn from and replicate. He has created this as a system that geniuses can be raised, actually. So please get this book, The Creative and Innovative Power of a Genius. Amazing book. Mountain of Ignorance. This is a book from an African continent. Yeah, I mean, the greatest mountain that needs to be conquered in Africa is ignorance. As long as this mountain is there can't be any progress, really. So, as long as we are ignorant, we can't make any improvement. We can't make any progress. So, this book, The Mountain of Ignorance, is a must-read book. Please read it and get it. Pastor, Face Your Calling. Pastor, Face Your Calling. I'm sure Pastor wrote this because of his own personal experience. Say, Mr. Man, keep short. Open Bible. I just talk Bible. So you're putting your mouth in politics and everything. But hey, this book will make you understand that. Nope. Never restrict yourself to the pulpit. Nah. Actually, the pulpit should not be your own standpoint. You have to see the world, actually. You have to view the world. And Christians, actually, are meant to just not to be the salt of the church or the light of the church or just behind the pulpit, but the world actually is our stage. The world is our stage. The world is our audience. So if you're a pastor or you know anyone who is, limited, get this book for the person. Miles Monroe. This is a good book. I read this book also. Helped me at a very, very important time in my life. Why do people die? Why do good people? No, it's a question people always ask. Why do good people die tragic deaths? Why? Why? But he's good. Why did he die? This book will give you good answers. Yeah, and Pastor also documented some personal experiences he had with Dr. Miles Monroe and some of the things that he achieved with his life. Great book that you should read. My Nigerian people, why am I unlucky? This is complaining. This book would rid you of that life of complaint and make you actually realize that what you see as a disadvantage and you are saying, why am I unlucky? You discover that there's actually treasure in it, and you can actually turn that tragedy or convert that problem into a solution that will make you a hero in life. So get this book, How and Why Am I Unlucky? Very good book. This is one classic. This is one book that, it gives in-depth understanding of what it means to live for the kingdom-driven life. Pastor said, I remember you said you went to the US or something, and then you saw people were talking about this book by Rick Warren, Purpose-Driven Life, and you're like, oh, there's something deeper than this. And then this is how you came up with the Kingdom-Driven Life, the title. And I read this book too, a phenomenal book. This book will give you insight of what it means actually to live for the kingdom. Amazing book, really. Amazing.
That's why somebody said it's one of the top 3.
Yeah, this person said, I believe that this is one of the top 3 books written in the last 1,000 years. Yes. The person said, in my opinion, it is definitely the best book on the kingdom of God. Yeah. One of the top 3 books
ever written in the 1,000 years.
That's fantastic. And let's review the last 2 books here. This book here is The Veritable Source of Energy. It's another book that also talks about energy, for you to be able to tap into the source of energy. And I mean, from there, Pastor talked about today when we started today's show, how is he able to be led by the Spirit of God? How is he able to, I mean, follow the direction of God? And some people ask Pastor also that how come you're able to do this? Someone says, don't you rest? How do you do it? You're coming up at 9 o'clock every day, 7 o'clock every day. Where do you get your energy from? How are you getting your energy? There is a veritable source of energy that you can tap into, so get it. And the last book is the 7 tips to self-fulfillment. 7 tips to self-fulfillment in life. Well, you're going to get answers on how to fulfill in life. And this and many other books that you can get on Amazon, on Okada Books. Please do yourself a huge favor and get these books on Amazon or on Okada Books. And also you can listen to Pastor's messages on Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. You're going to get a lot of products there. You can also get some of his articles on his blog, sundayadelajablog.com. Free articles, mind-blowing, I mean, a lot of contents there. And there we have it today. Today was amazing. I'm sure you guys learned a lot. And if you've not shared this video, go ahead and share it. And let's other people get to benefit from today's episode. Yeah. Our time is already actually fast spent. So thank you so much, DSA. It's always amazing being with you. Thank you for the opportunity to learn and to work with you. It's such a blessing, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, sir. All right, guys. Let's call it a day today. Thank you so much. DSA, final word.